Spicy Toast Gaming here. Time for the Nami leveling video. So, haven't played Nami at all. We're going to test her out. Probably going to be a little bit rough. I feel like she's going to be weak early, but end up being quite strong once we get her leveled. We also just have the first star power, unfortunately. Granted, that is a very strong star power. When you play a spell, gain 1 spell mana, but not having the extra starting mana will be a little bit rough. So let's hop in game. We're going to take on Nautilus. Also for Nami, we're using Lost Chapter, so when we play her, she refills the spell mana. Should be pretty decent, also helps her level up. Yeah, let's see if we can take on Nautilus. I feel like Nami might be a little bit like Echo and be very power reliant. So with some power, she's going to be very, very good. Here, we're trying to fish for one of the spell powers, or one of the powers that's generating a fleeting spell for you every round. Sting Officer, not bad. Stabilize, we don't really need. Like, this isn't really going to help us. I think we'll go just with Sting Officer. This could potentially help us, especially since we're going to have a weak early game because we're only going to start with 1 mana. So let's go with this and see how we do. Alright, this is actually a pretty decent opening hand, so I think we'll just go with this. Sure, let's go with pranking that, and we already have that mana back. And our Wiggly Burblefish is now down to a 5 cost. Nami's first star power is very, very powerful. Sadly, we don't have any units that can actually block this, because none of ours are over 3 power. We're just trying to play as many spells as possible, both to reduce down our cost, but also we keep refilling our spell mana, and that is helping our Nami level up. I guess we'll go with this. We're trying to draw out our Nami, and it's also going to help our 1 unit. Alright, that's pretty decent. We have a fairly big tentacle. They'll probably just block one of the Otterpuss, but we'll see. Oh no, they will actually block the tentacle. Nice.
Danger paid.
So yeah, we'll be able to play Nami, and she will immediately level up. Although... Alright, we're not actually going to play Nami because we don't want her to get immediately challenged and killed. So they're probably going to kill our elusive, but that's fine. Yep.
So close.
Embrace the current or be swept away. I am the Tide Caller. I will drive back the darkness. Rise with the surf.
Alright, pretty nice.
Ride the surging tide.
So we can play our fish essentially for free. Sure, we can play that. Now, every time we're playing a spell, since Nami's on the board, she is buffing up our units, making them stronger.
Let the tide carry you.
Alright, so we'll just open attack. We should be able to overwhelm them. Alright, I guess we'll go with the Black Market Merchant. These other ones are just kind of too expensive. Alright, Fizz will actually work out pretty well, since we already have Coral Creatures in our deck, and they both kind of have a lot of the same things they're trying to do. Let's see. Actually, no, for the shop, I know there's another shop right here, but sometimes it's nice to get a whole bunch of cheap powers, and that really can help you early. Alright, we'll get rid of the Abyssal Guard and the Eye. The Autopus and Coral Creatures will give us some spells to start out with, which will be pretty nice.
Give me the stuff! Stuff makes happy!
Crank is a pretty great card, not only for messing with the opponent's deck, but also just so you can see what cards they have. I think I'll go here.
Oh, I've never met anyone like you.
Alright, we'll go forward double trouble, fill out our board so we can hopefully deal with some of these units. Not really great. We're actually going to hold on to the 2 elusives so we can just attack and deal a little bit more damage.
Found one!
Let's discard the Eye. Just trying to build out our board. We're going to be able to have 3 elusives to attack.
Rise from Dusty! On it for I! On foot. Surprise.
Alright, we can't kill anyone with this yet, so we'll just hold off for now. Sadly, we haven't gotten our champion, Nami, yet.
No kills, no entry.
Alright, I think we'll go with this. We're really struggling to get our Nami. Sadly, we don't have quite enough to play Kelp Maidens, because that would have been very nice here.
Give me chase.
Just trying to buff up our units so we're gonna have a little bit stronger of a attack.
These coming.
The good thing is they don't have Overwhelm or Elusive, so even though they have a big scary unit, we can just keep blocking with some of our random cards, and we finally have Nami. Perfect. Won't actually use Nami immediately. I want them to... Like, I don't want to override one of my units.
I got this.
Why are you here?
Alright, we'll just block like this so we don't take any damage. Perfect.
I am the Tide Caller. I will drive back the darkness. I won't let my home be swallowed by darkness. Ride the surging tides.
Yeah, let's get our Kelp Maidens on the board. And we'll just deal a little bit of damage to the Nexus with this.
With the surf.
Alright, Alright, so we'll just attack with everyone, with all of our elusives. They shouldn't have any way to stop this.
My life or theirs.
Couple more elusives, that's pretty nice. So when I'm summoned, draw a spell that costs 3 or less from your deck. So he has 4 mana, but he does have a good amount of damage. Sure, let's try that out. Hopefully we can get some decent powers here. That's okay. We'll hold off on buying anything so we can have money to buy a rare power if one drops from the next shop. Ooh, Ebb and Flow, I would love to have that. Yeah, so helping out early game, not bad. There's actually a decent amount of powers here, but I'm going to go for the Ebb. This could be really nice to have. Alright, let's see. We're going to avoid the Shipwreck Hoarder because that takes way too long to do. And we'll go for the Unscarred Reaver. I'll actually re-roll most of these. We want to be able to draw them, but later in the game. They're too expensive for early game. Nice, we're able to get our Nami. Start that scaling pretty fast. That'll really help us out.
I've got this.
Alright, let's see here. I guess let's play Double Trouble and see what we get. That'll also really help our sparring student out.
The winter's claw strikes.
On foot.
Don't think I'll necessarily, well, don't really want to attack and buff up their units, especially since we couldn't even kill their Ruthless Raider. So I think we'll hold off for the time being.
Never see these coming.
Listen to the sounds of the wild.
Alright, so they don't have challengers, so I'm going to try to play Nami.
Dangerous, but I will see it through.
Wait a minute.
Alright, I guess we'll go like this for now.
Win.
Let the tide carry you.
We're just trying to let Nami buff up all of our units before we attack. Although getting one of our
Keep up.
stronger elusives on the board would be pretty nice. So we're going to try to play Ebb here, but it's going to deal damage. Well, hopefully it hits the enemy nexus, but it's probably just going to hit one of them, which won't really be the best, but
Rise with the surf.
would be nice to play this a couple times.
I learned my scars.
Alright, let's heal up our nexus.
I will find the moonstone. I will save my people. Let the tide carry you.
So sadly we don't have quite enough for the Ebb and Flow, but
Keeping pace.
still we're able to level up our Nami. We'll just attack with our elusives.
Surprise.
We feast tonight, Varg.
Alright, let's see. Don't really want to play a lot of these. They have so many overwhelm units, it's really not the best for us. So I think we'll play the Coral Creatures. It has essentially the highest amount of health.
No gills, no entry.
Alright, so this one doesn't have overwhelm, so we'll just block it with kind of whatever.
Oh, you're in for it.
You won't stop me.
Okay, we're not taking too much damage, so that's not too terrible.
Yet the winter.
So we should just be able to attack with our elusives next turn and end the game.
Rise with the surf.
So we're playing this just to get some more buffs out, because it's actually going to help them.
Let the tide carry you.
Alright, so now we have this nice full board that we can attack with, and should have way more than enough damage to end the game.
You'll regret when I live this.
Alright, nice. So the Abyssal Guard buff is good, but we're still somewhat struggling to be able to play this very often. We'll have like a full board. I think Mind Meld could be really good since we're playing a lot of spells. We could probably play this around the same time we could play the Abyssal Guard because we have the extra 3 spell mana quite often. So this could be good, and then shuffling other copies that could really help us out potentially. Alright, we'll just go for Group Shot. It's a nice cheap spell that we essentially can play for free. We will actually grab the heal here since we don't have a revive and we're already at half health. When you start the game, you have a pretty low health pool compared to what you get later. Alright, we'll get rid of a couple of these. We'll hold on to Fizz and the Double Trouble.
Can see the Demacian border from here.
Yep, yep, yep.
I think we'll just attack like this.
They'll never see these coming.
And we'll play the Black Market Merchant.
My selection speaks for itself. You weren't using it.
Nice to have some decent blockers here.
We feast tonight, Varg.
Why are you here?
Alright, not really great.
Credit denied.
I guess let's get this one a little bit closer to dying. Alright, so I'm going to play this first, because if we played Nami, essentially we're not going to get any use of her Lost Chapter, because her attune's already going to fill us up to 3, and then the Lost Chapter will do that as well. So when we play this now, it should be able to kill any of them, unless they buff them up. So we'll start with this, and then play Nami.
Rend them limb from limb. Varg will have the first bite.
Actually, I think I'll play this, heal up our Nexus.
There's a pair of gills I'm happy to see. The Nami, rulers of the sea.
And now we'll be able to get our Ebb and Flow. Again, trying to sustain up our Nexus a little bit.
The Mirai will never know fear again. Let the tide carry you.
Alright, and we have Nami's Ebb that we can potentially play next turn. We'll just attack with our Elusives here, though.
Surprise.
Feel no fear, show no mercy. Words to die by.
They do have a lot of Overwhelm, which isn't great. We could play Mind Meld, which will bring everyone up to a 4-4, which isn't crazy, but... I don't think that'll actually block more damage. I think it'd probably be better to do Double Trouble. Let's maybe play both of these at the same time. Because if this hits, like, the Wolf Rider, that'll save us a lot of a lot of damage.
Rise with the surf. Drive the surging tide.
Alright, it hit one of the worst targets. Perfect. And this unit can't block. Great.
Let the tide carry you.
Perfect. I actually didn't even think about that, but that actually works out super well. And then we'll do the flow. So again, hopefully we can hit one of these targets that can kill. And healing up our Nexus a little bit more.
Ride the surging tide.
And it hit, again, one of the worst possible targets. Oh, that's sad.
The dark closes in.
You won't stop me. You'll be sorry.
Alright, so essentially we're blocking as much as possible while keeping two of our two champions alive. But our Mind Meld is way more powerful now, which is pretty nice.
Alert the village!
Alright, so we're at 8. If we play Double Trouble, that'll bring us down to 6, which means we won't be able to play our Mind Meld. Little unfortunate. Alright, let's try the Autoplus.
These old eyes still see far.
Rise with the surf.
Alright, so we know what cards they have left. I think we play Answered Prayer, it's going to cost 2, which is going to bring us down to 6, but then it's going to refund 1, bringing us back to 7. Yes. We're trying to get as many units on the board to then be able to play Mind Meld and buff them all up to an insane amount. Alright, sadly they still have Shatter, but this is kind of the best play we have. Yep. But we can attack with all of these, which are going to do a ton of damage. They have to block.
Ready the torches!
And we now also have more Mind Melds that are shuffled into the deck that are essentially free.
Stand and fight. Fight like the animal you
Ah,
are.
this isn't great.
Leave me be.
So sadly, not really anything we can do because we're blocking with our strongest unit. And even if this goes off, there's a 50% chance of hitting Sejuani, which is going to give her more power. So I think we're kind of just screwed, which is sad because we almost had this. Alright, since we were at level 1, we didn't have any revive, so that was just the attempt, sadly. I feel like Nami's going to end up being kind of a better version of Echo. So Echo, if you get the right powers, you can be absolutely unstoppable, just a monster of a champion. Nami, I feel like she's somewhat similar, where you just have to get the right powers. Like, if you get one of those powers where every single round you make a fleeting card, like a fleeting bouncing blades, you're going to be very, very strong, especially if you can get Nami on the board. Once you get some relics on Nami, like having Archangel Staff and your Grand General Counterplan, she's going to be very strong with that combo. And then she's getting a whole bunch of rare items on her level up, so I think Nami is going to end up in a good place. pretty weak early, which isn't too much of a surprise. I think Lost Chapter is actually not the right play for Nami. Because you have a tune, you're already filling 1 spell mana, and quite often you're having another spell mana because every time you play a spell, it refunds 1 spell mana. So essentially, you almost always have 1 spell mana. And then you play Nami, you get a tune, then the Lost Chapter goes off. So essentially, the Lost Chapter is only refilling 1 spell mana instead of the 3. So while it's something that you think is good, in reality, when you're actually playing it, I feel like it's kind of a bait and a trap. So we're probably going to use something else here, potentially the Star Child Staff that just heals you 5 every game start. I think that's probably the best play if you're playing Nami. Interesting. I'm going to be grinding her out over the next couple days. I'll probably do another leveling video once she's level 15 or around level 20, just to show you more of what she can do. And I'll also be making a guide, putting out other videos. If you guys enjoy this content, definitely like and subscribe, and I hope you all have a great day.